Hello everybody, I'm Jan Elkins and this is Ways to Save with SWEPCO. Today we're discussing the economic development riders available to SWEPCO customers. Joining me in the studio is Eric Basinger, the Manager of Economic and Business Development at SWEPCO. So thanks for taking the time to be here. Tell me a little bit about this economic development rider.
Yeah, thanks, Jan. So the Economic Development Rider is a program that we have at SWEPCO to offer as a tool and an incentive for new businesses and existing businesses and customers of SWEPCO to help them grow in their communities. We want to bring in new businesses to our communities. Basically, it helps them thrive and grow, and we want to be a big player in that growth in their communities.
So I know this is something that is different for each state. Let's start with Arkansas. What are some of the requirements for that?
Okay, in Arkansas, the Economic Development Rider is that there's a minimum threshold of 500 kW of electric load growth or an electric load addition for an existing business in order for them to qualify for the rider. They'll get, in the first 3 years of their bills, they'll get a demand reduction that's a percentage off of their bill. They would work with SWEPCO on a simple one-page application when they're in the phase where they're evaluating their project, and get that into us. And when their project goes forward, come back to us, and we'll look at the exact date that there will be an in-service date so we can apply that rider onto their bill, then they'll get the savings.
So if you don't mind, I'm going to break it down to the very lowest foundation. When you all talk about this rider, what does that really mean?
The rider, this is a reduction of the demand part of their bill.
Got it.
So that's what that is.
All right, so when we talk about that, are there different sections in Arkansas that make that the rider is affected, or is it all for the whole state the same?
This is in only the SWEPCO served part of Arkansas that the Economic Development Rider for SWEPCO is available.
All right, what do I need to ask next?
Yeah, Louisiana.
But you want it for the next one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, is there a quick example that you could say that would be more relatable? Like, for instance, we knew that our good friends in, I don't know, Fayetteville were gonna add 3 new employees. That was, or whatever it was. That was a perfect opportunity for us to work with them and make sure that they were capturing those benefits from this to help them.
Is
buoy
food
their
here?
growth. Is there anything
Is the
like
food
that,
here?
Eric?
Let's
Does
see.
it sound
Y'all can eat whenever you want.
Yeah,
Because I know you're
it
hungry.
is. Unfortunately,
She
the
doesn't
rider's
feed you,
kind
but
of
I
a
do.
boring topic to
It's not boring when it helps.
trying to,
boost your
but I
growth.
see what you're saying. Trying
Well,
to
maybe
think
we
of
can
it.
do that with like Louisiana or Texas, if you
Yeah.
think of an example.
Well, I could say something like, let's see. So, for example, if an existing manufacturer in Fayetteville were to be, we hear that they're going to add an additional 1,000 kW
Hey,
load.
let's just do
something
that.
like that. Right?
Let's just say that. So
Let's
you
roll
and I-
into it
Yes, you just go
naturally.
right
All right.
ahead and say
We'll
what that means and into that camera or to me, because you're saying exactly what I think we're going to need.
Okay, cool.
Ready?
You say like, they're gonna expand, which means they're gonna have a need for more electricity instead of like specific.
Load, instead of using the word load. Okay, gotcha. Good.
So how else can this help a company in Arkansas that's in the SWEPCO area?
Okay, great. Well, I'll give you an example. So say there's a, like, for instance, we've had a company in Fayetteville, Arkansas, be interested in, wow, let me say that a different way. Sorry, I gotta work through this. Can I start over?
Sure.
Okay.
You want me to start, or you just pick up
Okay.
and start?
Okay. That's a good question. So I'll give you an example. In Fayetteville, there's a business that we know is going to add some additional jobs there. And so we'll meet with them and we'll discuss the amount of new jobs that they'll add, and also the amount of electricity that they're going to grow by. So
They anticipate using
Yes.
in the future.
Right.
And so that's where this comes in with SWEPCO
Yes.
saying you do X, Y, and Z based on what you think is going to happen in the future. So
Right.
that's Arkansas. Let's talk a little bit about what in Louisiana.
In Louisiana, the Economic Development Rider Program, it's set up where a new business or an existing business can receive the Economic Development Rider if they expand by more than 1,000 kW of load growth. So there's also a job requirement on that. Anything as little as 4 additional new full-time employees, and then they'll qualify for the Economic Development Rider. So now I'll give you an example of how that could be used in Louisiana. A company, a manufacturer in Shreveport that we hear about that's got some jobs that they're looking to add potentially, where they could add them in that location or another location in the country. I'll come in and meet with them. We'll talk about the amount of electricity that they're going to need for this new business operation and how many new jobs they're going to add. We'll get them qualified, and they'll know they can see that reduction on their bill if they do that expansion in Shreveport.
That's amazing to me. I'm sorry, but that's impressive.
Well, thank you.
That's pretty impressive for the business, but also for the community,
Well,
and I'm sure for SWEPCO.
Well, it's another way that we have to help our communities grow and
Yes.
and
to save money.
Absolutely, and the businesses to save money. Yeah.
All right, so
Absolutely.
again, this is different in each state.
Yeah.
So elaborate a little bit on Texas. How can it help in Texas?
Okay, in Texas, we also have an economic development rider. That rider is set up to where a business, based on if they have new job growth and growth in their electricity need, that we can help them to encourage them to either expand in Texas or if they're a new business to start a new business in our Texas service territory. So it's available to SWEPCO customers in Texas. I'll give you an example of how this can work. We've had a new business that's located in the Longview area. When they were looking at Longview and a variety of other communities around the country and the state of Texas, that was a major factor in them selecting Longview to locate. So I got an opportunity to present in front of them and present the economic development rider. We went through the whole process with them of getting the application, and they'll now get that benefit on their bill after they've chosen to locate in Longview.
Eric, thanks so much for the information. Very, very knowledgeable, very impressive. And again, just a reminder, this is how SWEPCO can help businesses, but also very impressive, Eric. We appreciate it. And again, just a reminder, sometimes SWEPCO is helping you as an individual homeowner. Sometimes they're helping businesses. I'm Jan Elkins, and this is Ways to Save with SWEPCO.